Get your daily dose of encouragement. Welcome to the Daily Dose with Coach V.
Hey y'all, happy Tuesday and welcome back to the Daily Dose. I am your host, Coach V, board certified biblical counselor, master mental health coach, professional certified mentor. I am also a certified fire chaplain and so many other things, but all of those things get me to be in this space, in this room with you to share what God has given me to share with you. So here we are with your daily dose of encouragement. This month, we're talking about boundaries. And specifically this week, we're discussing accepting what is yours. Knowing what is yours to carry is so very important. And we want to talk about the art or the ability of laying things down. It's an art to it, right? Again, I know that with boundaries, when we say it, some of us already know we need to have them. And we have this fear of like, oh, well, if I have this boundary, then what if this happens or what if that happens? But we fail to realize that any relationship that does not have healthy boundaries is a relationship that has abuse in it. Whether it's physical, emotional, mental, verbal, there is some form of abuse. Because even if it's just that the relationship is one-sided, then it's still abuse because now one person's giving more than the other and the other one is just taking and will continue to take until they have taken everything that can be taken and you are left depleted and feeling like, what did I do wrong? What has happened? Well, the reality is that you failed to set or sustain healthy boundaries. But this is not a dig. This is an educational moment where we all come together and say, hey, you know what? I can learn to do that a little bit better. One of the things I love about those who mentor me up close and from a distance is that they remain students, even though they are teachers as well. So as I walk through this, it is something that I can teach because I had to learn it and I learned it the hard way. Often we can say, well, I'm just a loving person and I just see the good in everybody and all of those things. And then what we're actually doing is continuing to set ourselves up or leave an opening for us to be taken advantage of and for us to live a life of abuse. Again, any relationship without boundaries is abusive, whether it's physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, there can be abuse there, right? So we want to talk about just the divine way to lay things down. So in Matthew 11:28, I'm going to read it to you. It says, "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest." Sometimes we believe that it's our job to make things easier for other people. And yes, don't get me wrong, we're to love people, we are to help people when we are to, the Bible tells us to bear one another's burdens. However, we forget to read what comes before that and what comes after that. We have to also have been able to be in a place to bear their burdens. And it doesn't mean that there's something wrong with us if we're not. That just means that God did not expect us to bear a particular burden or fix a certain thing in someone's life in that season. Maybe bearing the burden with them is covering them in prayer while God walks them through this season of their lives so that they learn lessons, they have testimonies, and just have their own story of who God is in their lives, right? But when we are laying things down, it is an art form, and it begins with knowing who God is, knowing what his purpose is, and knowing that we are not to be God to other people. So my son said something to me. He was a preteen. He has been a prophet since he could talk and got his voice and God healed his vocal cords completely at the age of 3. But he said to me one day, I was in a previous business, and he said to me, Mom, he goes, if you keep letting these people call you and violate your basically, he used a different word, but he was saying, if you let them violate our family time, if you continue to just let them just call you whenever, they wake you up in the middle of the night, but these people aren't really seeking God. He said, so what happens is when people aren't seeking God, Mom, they just keep calling you. And what's really happening is that you're allowing them to make you their God. He goes, and when you do that, he said, if you continue to do this, I wouldn't want to be you. And so he was saying to me, listen, pay attention to what's happening. Mom, you don't have the healthy boundaries you taught us to have. And then, Mom, these people aren't seeking God. And if you keep allowing them to use you in this way, though it is not your heart's intent, you're going to have some trouble with the Lord because you are not you're not willing to have set the boundaries so that you can step back and allow God to be God in their lives. And I know that may sound harsh, but it was one of the most beautiful things my son could have ever said to me. It made me very proud as a mom to have raised a child who, before he was 10, could say, hey, listen, you ain't practicing the boundaries you taught us, kind of thing. And then also that I can be able to share my stories here and help you and anyone else that you might share this video with to know that, one, you are valued, you are loved, and that having healthy boundaries is absolutely necessary. You cannot lose you for the sake of people who don't even value you enough to honor and respect you, your time, your talent, your treasures, and even your investments if you're investing in them financially. So remember that you need to be able to lay your burdens down to God, and also make sure that you do not allow yourself to get in the way of someone else laying theirs down as well. Well, I want to thank you for being with us here on the Daily Dose. Remember to like, subscribe, and share this video. Again, you've been here with Coach V. God bless you, and I look forward to being with you tomorrow.
Thank you for joining us at the Daily Dose. Be sure to subscribe, like, and share with others.